Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mitch. Hope you guys are having a great and, more importantly, a safe Wednesday evening out there tonight. A lot of nasty weather ongoing as I'm speaking as of 7:17 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I wanted to make this video to talk about, more importantly, what is going to happen over the next several hours. I understand a lot of people are probably watching these other weather YouTubers that are going live, and rightfully so, because you want to know what's going on in your neck of the woods. But this is a complex system, and we're going to give you the latest updated information as of what's going to happen overnight, because I don't anticipate the severe weather threat to diminish as the sun goes down. In fact, I kind of think, like I've been mentioning in the last several videos, that the tornado threat may increase. I'm talking about southern areas of Alabama, southwest Alabama near Mobile, southern areas of Mississippi. So that's really what we're going to focus on. Then we're going to talk a little bit about tomorrow's severe weather event too, which I don't anticipate it being an outbreak or anything. Before we get going, guys, I want to say thank y'all for the amazing support. Severe weather is normally a topic I'm never excited to talk about because it's much more dangerous, and it's always a topic I'm learning a lot more on. I've had a lot of viewers, a lot of new viewers, a lot of new subscribers over the last really 2 or 3 days. So I want to welcome you guys and just tell y'all thank y'all, appreciate it. I'm just a guy who's really passionate about weather, who's lucky and blessed enough to have an audience to talk about what I love. So I really appreciate you guys tagging along and supporting me by subscribing, liking the video, and just watching my content. So I really appreciate that. If you guys have not subscribed, definitely consider doing that. I make 2 videos a day, and I try to keep y'all as updated as humanly possible. So more importantly, if you guys got anything I can pray about, please put it in the comments below. It gives me an opportunity to pray over it. More importantly, it gives others an opportunity to do so too, so we can all look out for one another and glorify God doing it. So I'm done rambling. Let's get going here. So there's not much to talk about with as far as the Storm Prediction Center. Nothing's really changed. You still have the threat levels. The only thing that's changing is in the now time. As the squall line continues to move through, the severe weather threat basically ends. So when the main event, the main energy moves through, you basically go from a moderate to no chance of severe weather, basically. It's just like that. But along it and ahead of it, severe weather is still a possibility. So let's talk about what is going on right now. Here's the squall line. This is as of, like I said, about 7:15 Eastern Standard Time. So by the time some of you guys are watching this, obviously this line could be in Alabama. If you're watching this video and it's 8, 9 p.m., obviously it's going to be somewhere different. One thing I will note, and I'm not going to discredit the severe weather event, the line is not as intense as maybe I anticipate it to be right now, but that is not discounting the severe weather threat. We've already had tornadoes in Arkansas earlier this morning, tornadoes in Louisiana, tornadoes in Mississippi, and it's pretty much doing exactly what we thought it was going to do. And if you see all these red boxes, that is ongoing tornado warnings. And what is going on right now is you're having embedded spin-ups. You got a tornado warning for Starkville, Mississippi. You had a tornado actually went through. It didn't do a widespread amount of damage, but they never do. Normally these quasi-linear convective systems normally don't do a massive amount of damage. Normally they drop a rain-wrapped quick tornado, do a damage in maybe a few mile radius area, and then they go on up in the sky again. So it's doing damage out here. There's quick spin-ups, and this is dangerous because you never know. You see a squall line coming and you're thinking, well, this is going to be a line of storms and it'll be over. You'll never know when somewhere embedded in this line of storms, you could have a quick spin up. So anybody ahead of this line, Birmingham, talking about you, Tuscaloosa, Montgomery, Meridian, Mississippi, everybody down here, Mobile, Alabama, the western panhandle of Florida, areas of southern, Gulfport, Louisiana, Mississippi. You guys still have to go through the meat of this storm. So this is significant. So we'll continue to run through this. I'll briefly mention, nothing's really changed about tomorrow. Really, there's a severe weather chance. Up here in this slight risk area, it's mainly for damaging winds. But there's a tornado threat down here as we're waking up tomorrow morning in the Big Bend, the northern areas of the Big Bend of Florida, and also southern sections of Georgia. This is really for tomorrow morning. I'll talk about what I mean here in a second. But going forward here, we'll look at the latest HRRR model. Nothing's really changed on this. It's actually showing this that it's supposed to be more intense than what it actually is. But what I'm really worried about here is as the sun begins to go down, this line begins to, and this is going in 2-hour intervals. That's why it jumps so much. It's 2-hour intervals. The line begins to bow out more eastward, and then the southern end of this begins to tail off, and it begins to break up a little bit. So down here, Watch out New Orleans here as we're getting into about 10, 11 o'clock, maybe give or take an hour. And then Mobile, Gulfport, Mississippi. Watch out as the sun's going down. There's going to be a brief 1 to 2 hour tornado threat with this. We keep going here. And these are the storms. I'm telling you, these are the storms down here I'm worried about. I've been talking about this for the last couple days. It even mentions it in the Storm Prediction Center, the last update, it just updated. It mentions the concern for nocturnal tornadoes down here as we're getting into later this evening. I'm talking about maybe even after midnight for some of you folks around southern Alabama and areas of the western panhandle of Florida. This is the danger zone, I think, as we get into the next several hours. Of course, you're going to have embedded spin-ups up here also, but as far as a more widespread isolated regional tornado outbreak where you could have some stronger, more long-lived tornadoes, this is the danger zone as we get into the overnight hours. So if you're going to pick a night to stay up a little bit later to get alerts, I would do it tonight. Just maybe call in and go and work a little bit late the next day just to make sure you're safe and your family's safe. Whether you have a family or not, make sure your neighbors are safe because it's going to be a rocky night. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope I am. You can call it hype, whatever you want, but I'd rather overhype this than underhype it. And I want to keep you all guys safe with this. But this is going to be an area to watch down here as these storms move through. And here it is. You get into about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. Look at these little hooks offshore. And you're looking at this. These are mini supercells firing up just off the coast. And then you're looking in the panhandle of Florida. This is really dangerous. This is the danger zone. You have Kate that builds in this area, higher end dew points. And I'm going to reiterate it, 10 more times probably. Danger zone down here as you're getting into the overnight hours in the panhandle of Florida, potentially southern sections of Alabama. And this quickly, I really think, could lose some steam as you get into daybreak for your Thursday morning. And let's go on and switch to that. But quickly, before we do that, I want to show you guys the significant tornado parameters and what I've been showing you the last few days. I really hope this doesn't verify. I hope I'm dead wrong. But you see how this maximizes as we get into overnight. I'm talking about 11 midnight, 1 a.m. in the morning down here in Mobile, Alabama, western areas of the panhandle of Florida, southern sections of Alabama. You start to get these significant tornado parameters pushing over 5, 6, 7. And that is when it gets dangerous. It really does, guys. And that's why I'm worried. That's the next area I'm worried about. Obviously, including what is going on right now. But as far as tomorrow, I'll start this off in the risk period. Watch out here as you're waking up tomorrow as this broken line of showers and storms moves through Georgia. You're going to have a tornado threat. Conditions will be somewhat favorable as far as dynamics for tornadoes in areas of the panhandle of Florida and the northern Big Bend area and then southern areas of Georgia. Up here in South Carolina, I think you're dealing with less in the way of dynamics and the unfavorable time of the day, which is a favorable time of day if you don't want severe weather. And obviously we don't here, but you look at this, just looks more like heavy rain, some showers and storms, maybe some lightning and thunder. So you might be waking up to a messy morning commute for a lot of folks like Columbia, South Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina, and everybody in between. But as we're getting going and later in the afternoon hours, you watch for more energy to intensify here in Virginia. And you see these isolated cells. Let's see if I can get a little bit closer look at Virginia here. And I don't want to brain fart this midway through the video. And here you go. You look at the mid-Atlantic here. All these little cells. I don't think there's much of a tornado threat, but they are going to have a chance to put down some damaging winds with a ramped up wind energy aloft in these areas. So watch out, Virginia, maybe the Delmarva area, Maryland, Washington, D.C. You guys could see some nasty storms tomorrow. I really think it's possible all throughout the afternoon and evening hours as daytime heating kind of re-energizes the atmosphere here. And I really think you guys could deal with some nasty storms, maybe even far eastern North Carolina. So that's all I got, guys. I just want to give you an update. Stay tuned. Stay tuned to all the people on YouTube. Ryan Hall does a great job. He basically is the Weather Channel. And, for a fellow other weather YouTuber, I'll admit it. I'm never going to back down for giving credit where credit's due. And it's never a competitive thing with me where I'm going to knock other people down because they're highly successful. But there's also David Schlotthauer. If I butchered his name, I do apologize. There's a 9 or 8 or something that does. There's a lot of great people. There's an account called Just Weather. A lot of great accounts out there that are able to go live, and they have an excellent setup. So My goal for the future is to be able to go live, but I want to be out there, so I want to talk weather leading up to these events. But then my ultimate goal is to have an awesome setup to actually go out there and be in it, because that's truly what my passion is being out in it. I love talking about it, I love studying it, and I love obviously discussing it, but I love being out in it. It's just the passion that burns inside of me. So, anyways, don't want to go way off that, but just sharing a little bit of my thoughts going forward. But I appreciate the amazing support. I love you guys. Please stay safe tonight. I haven't heard of any deaths right now. Some critical injuries and a lot of damage so far, but no deaths. So hopefully that continues to be safe. Stay safe down there, especially in southern sections of Alabama, Panhandle, Florida, places like that. God bless y'all. God bless all of y'all. Stay safe.